Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Shemi Habashai, Shemi Kakadash. And I want to say Shalom to our Kanakwath out there, pursuing this truth diligently, coming at you again with another lesson. This one's on the topic of Esau, Edom, and their perpetual hatred towards Jacob. All right, Israel, who are known today as the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So, working title, so we don't have necessarily anything title-wise put together. But I've been saving these posts for a couple days. Well, not all of them for a couple days. Some of them only been for like a day or two. But I got 4 of them here. All right, and we're dealing with the topic of it'll probably be something along the lines of on the topic of black fatigue. All right, it's a term that Esau has colonized. All right, as they tend to do. All right, now it was originally used for, I'll let the guy explain it. All right, but a term that was originally used by Jake. Of course, Esau took that, ran with it, and appropriated it, colonized it like they do with everything. And now they use it for their hatred towards Jake, not wanting to see Jake on TV, not wanting to see Jake on video games, not wanting to see Jake mentioned in the news or on an article or in a book, or not wanting to see them in pictures, not wanting to see them in, I can't remember if I said movies, but movies or TV shows. They just want them to shut up, be silent, all right, go somewhere where they can't be seen, can't be heard, and just go away, all right, because Esau is sick of us. They just don't want us around. They just go away. Just get away, all right? We're sick of seeing you, right? So that's what they're using black fatigue for. And we're going to be touching on that. I got a couple of other things. I think one video I already showed, but I was going through my saved stuff and clearing it out, so I'm going to show it anyway. Esau, it is undeniable scripturally, all right, biblically, factually, that Esau, Edom, all right, in the Bible, is the white man today. All right, it's undeniable. All right, because once you have the proof, all right, there's no denying it. Okay, there's too many things that add up. All right, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it must be a duck. All right, and Esau is that duck. All right, if they act like Esau did biblically, and walk like Esau did biblically, and talk like Esau did biblically, then they must be Esau. All right. That's what we're going to be getting in on and touching on today. Again, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shemi Habashai, Shemi Kakadash. Get right into it. So the first post that I'm showing is, of course, Black People Twitter, as a lot of these are. And it's a post by someone, I'm not going to really even touch on who posted it. I'm just going to talk about the original post. So is this person, Zen Mommy, or at Keep Calm Ho, all right, that posted, we'll actually get the original one about this person, college kid. They said, Mississippi police say a white man is a victim of hate crime after he was stripped naked and beaten with poles and sticks for calling black people the N-word at a bar. Okay, so possible hate crime is what they were saying. And you can see it's by Fox. All right, it's a hate crime, and it's not a hate crime if you go up and you start antagonizing people, okay, and calling them names, and you beat the shit out of that person. Now, should Jake have done that? No. All right, because at the end of the day, it's just a word, and there's no reason going to jail or prison over it. All right, and look, in any way, Esau is gonna paint you as evil. All right, because Donald Trump has made the society known. All right, when the elite put him in, it has been he made society know that we do not like black people, we do not like brown people. Get these goddamn jigaboos and spicks out of our goddamn country. We're white, and we're proud, and we only want white people. Fuck everybody else. We only want white people. Get everybody else. That's what Trump has made known. All right, and that's why people voted for him. Okay, make America great again. What is that? What does that mean? It means bring back America when it was in power. Slaves, Jim Crow era, right? Put the blacks on the bottoms and whites on top. All right, we're sick of this. I'm sick of my kid going into school and he's not popular anymore because now he's not mixed, so he's not popular. But Marianne down the street there, She had a child with a black man, and her little jigaboo bush baby. Now he's all, he's mixed with her white ass, her race straightened ass, and now her son's popular, and my son doesn't get any of the cake. All right, that's how these guys really feel this way. All right, and you still have Jake. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out here trying to defend this bastard, man, this evil demon. All right, this devil. All right, Lucifer himself. All right, the wicked, Esau, Edom, still trying to defend him. No, he's changed. He's different. Not all of them are like that. Not all of them are like that. What do you mean, not all of them are like that? Sure, not all of them are like that, because some of the white people you see actually go back to Jake. All right, but that's few and far in between. Okay, that's probably in a few percentile, even. All right, just not like every black person you see is a Jake. Some are Hamites, some are other nations, some are Edomites as well. All right. Now Esau originally is pale leprous man with red skin. All right, who is Esau? They say they're white, but when they get sunburned, that whole motive changed, doesn't it? When any other nation gets out there, they don't get all pale red like that, unless they have severe leprosy of the skin, making them look like Esau. Right? So everything adds up to this devil being Esau, and you Jakes out there, you simple Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, want to give this guy a fucking pass. All right? You want to give him a pass for anything. This guy won't give you a pass for shit, but you'll give him a pass. All right? You have Mormon religions that say, oh, if you're black, all right, then you're lower and God doesn't love you like that. All right? But if you're black and you're in the black church, you say God loves all the white people, right? You let them in when they won't let you in. All right? Here it is. You stand at the gated community. They won't let you in. But if you had a gated community, you'd let them in. Why? Oh, because we're better. No, it's not that. It's not that. It's because really at the end of the day, you guys got fucking Stockholm syndrome. All right? And you love the white man. You love the white man. All right? He's a devil. And everything that he does, it's being revealed that he's a fucking demon. All right? But yet you still love to go around this guy. You still love to be friends with this guy and talk to this guy and stand up for this guy and be a fucking cracker apologist, man. That's what a lot of you fucking Jakes are fucking white man apologists. All right? Edomite apologists. All right? You need to get a fucking sticker or a brownie button that says Edomite apologist. That's what you really need, okay? Because that's what you do. You stick out your neck for the white man when the white man won't do the same thing back. All right? This guy's the goddamn devil, and here you are supporting him all the way through. And then when he does something to you, well, how was I supposed to know? Well, I don't know. Just seeing how he acts. All right? But going up, the guy said, ass backwards, Mississippi strikes again. This is not a hate crime. Just another racist cracker who got his ass beat for being racist. But, pity him. Oh, he got beat. Oh, he got beat. Oh, my God. Oh, it's terrible. All right? Not dealing with any of the Jakes that he was probably calling, N-words and jigaboos and bush babies and porch monkeys and all these different fucking names. But no, he's the victim. All right? Because he wasn't being circumspect. All right? Which he wouldn't be because, that's a biblical concept and that's a way of the Lord. And, the Lord is not in all his thoughts. All right? As it says in the Bible. So he was being like that and got his ass beat. All right? And then they'll take this, oh, see, they're just animals. But you don't, here it is. You poke the bear, poke the bear, poke the bear, poke the bear, poke the bear. When it finally attacks, it's the bear's fault? Why the fuck were you poking the bear? All right? But when Jake doesn't even poke the bear, you attack him for no reason, and he's still the victim. All right? Or you're still the victim, and he's the animal and brutal a black bastard that came to attack me when he didn't. Here it is. He was walking by. Hey, excuse me. I'm just trying to get through town. What are you doing around here? I'm just leaving. I'm on my bike. No, you're around here. I know you're checking these houses. People are saying that you were looking in the house. Get over here. I'll fucking hold you down if you don't get over here, you goddamn jigaboo. Get over here fucking right now. So Jake trying to leave. Esau wants to do something to him. Jake trying to stay. Esau wants to do something to him. Jake online. Esau wants to do something to him. All right. That's how it is. That's just how they are as a people. All right? And they've never changed. They never did change. And they never will change. This is Amos 1:11. It says, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and kept his anger, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. His anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. So what is anger? His anger did tear perpetually. What does perpetually mean? All right, perpetually.
Perpetually.
In a way that never ends or changes, constantly. It never changed. He's that same person, all right, through his lineage. He's the same person, the same people. He was always the same, will always be the same, and will never change. And it says, and he kept his wrath forever. It never changed. It never ended. All right, so that same man today is still the same way, okay? He's still the same way. And this is the reason why Esau, Edom in the Bible is the only people that will not receive any mercy from the Lord, okay? They will not receive any mercy from the Lord. The Lord hates this people, all right? Hates them, okay? We can prove that. The Lord doesn't hate. Yes, he does. This is right here. We'll get Romans 9:13, then we'll get Genesis 27:41. It says, this is Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What then? Let me go to verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. So him hating Esau is a righteous action. All right, it's not unrighteous. This guy is the devil. All right, we can go and get another scripture. We can go and get another scripture. I'm just highlighting that for now. We can go and get, and we get these scriptures a lot, but showing you that who this devil is, you know, there's a reason why the Lord hates him. All right, this is Hebrews 12:16. Lest there be any fornicator or a profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Now, this right here is a clue. All right, there's no one as profane as Esau. Okay, a fornicator or profane person. So, who's the one fucking dogs? Who's the one fucking their sisters? Who's the one fucking their moms and fucking their dads? All right, I'm being vulgar. All right, who's the one doing it? Who's the one out there doing that shit? Who's the one out there dressing up like furries and wanting to fuck as if they're animals? Who's the one out there primarily being transgender? All right, who's the primary? What race is the most gay? All right, let's go and see what ethnicity is the most gay. That's funny. Look, most homosexuals are unemployed as well, so that's funny. Let's see. Wow. So some of the gayest places are the District of Columbia, Oregon, Nevada, Massachusetts, and California. That's crazy. I didn't know that here in Nevada people are gayer than California. Pretty wild. Or actually, no, or does it go up? No, percentage goes up, but people go down. That's interesting. I'm trying to look at race. They're saying Hispanic and Latino, which is not. Can we just get? I don't know if it's saying that. Let's see. Trying to find it. The growth in the U.S. LGBT population reported that earlier this year is reflected across the nation's U.S. racial and ethnic groups. Non-Hispanic, Black, non-Hispanic, white, and Hispanic adults in the U.S. are all more likely to identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. So non-Hispanic, Black, non-Hispanic, white, and Hispanic adults. So, you know, let's see. Hispanic adult, non-Hispanic Black adult, and then non-Hispanic white adults. They're saying that Hispanic people are the gayest. Now, you got to realize when they put in Hispanic, it kind of throws off the statistics, because in Hispanic, they're including people from Spain, and those people are Edomites. Okay, really, it should be, just Latino, not dealing with Hispanic. But, you got black people. They're saying that black people are more gay than white people, and that's just not true. All right, and it's again one of those things where you can't always trust statistics, and you can prove this just by doing this. Just do it by doing this. All right. Look at all the white people. Okay. Look at all the white people. Now, when you do stuff like this, they show, a few black people up front. But look, 2 black people. Look at all the white people. Look at all the white people. You got brown in there as well. But all the white people. They make sure to get the brown people up front because they want them in the picture. But look back towards it. Look, hide this area right here. But look in the back. It's all brown. All right. And then, of course, they got to show the black people. Of course, it's in Chicago, so you're going to have some. And the black woman loves falling around with Esau's madness. But no, look at all the white people. Look at all the white people, right? Look at all the white people. More white people. More white people. More white people. You're going to start seeing more brown as we get in because they try to include them. More white people. Why? You'd think if there were so much more gay people that are black or brown, you'd see more of them out there. But no, you see mostly Edomites. So judge by your eyes, not with what you see on the media, but what you see with your actual eyes. When you go and look at these crowds, they're predominantly white, leprous. White, 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 white. All right. So who's the gayest? All right, Esau, Edom. All right, it's obvious. Okay. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, and it'll probably get it wrong, but come on, man. Let's see. Come on. Bear with me. Whatever. It's whatever. It's not gonna work. But of white on what? Here we go. Georgia. Here we go. William Institute Law. What percent of LGBT people identify with each racial group? You see, every one of these have their little chunk. The biggest one being white. The biggest one being white. Second biggest being Latino. All right. Then after that, it's black. Then I think that's red. NH and PI. I don't know what that is. NH and PI. I'm not sure what that is. But it doesn't matter because you saw with this statistic, it shows you that it's inconsistent. All right. This one shows you that white people are over half. All right. You can see it's over half the percentage of gay people. So, yeah, man. Yeah. So, there you go. And that's this devil for you, man. That's their devil. And the first one, they tried to make it seem like Latino people. I was like, I know Brazil's got some shit going down over there, but no one's as gay as Esau. Okay? In Hebrews 12 and 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. All right? And fornicator, all right? A person that engages in unlawful sexual intercourse. Okay? That's what it's dealing with, all right? Whether it's incest, all right, whether it's bestiality, homosexuality, or any of those other things, it's Esau that does it the most. It's Esau that does it the most, okay? And to show you Let's go and get Genesis 27 and 41. Just show we're gonna deal a little bit with Esau to show you that this devil is the white man, the so-called white man is Edomite today. All right. So or Slakia, the Edomite is the so-called white man today. All right. Genesis 27 and 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So a little bit of context. All right, we've read this quite frequently, and you can actually go and get it on any of our channels that are in this truth. Well, that are either in GMS or are following after GMS. I'm following after GMS. I'm not in the camp. I'm not a part of GMS, but I teach in the same manner to the best of my ability. And if you can go on to any brother's page that's teaching, the right way, and they'll probably have a lesson that's dealing with, Esau and who they are and linking them up. Now, or about the history of Esau or how they came. Now, Esau, all right, came out first, all right, and we can prove that. This is we gotta actually go a little bit back, showing you that the Lord predestined the situation to happen. All right, so Genesis 25 and 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. There's a big hint right there. 2 nations are in thy womb. They're not the same people. 2 nations. They were twins. 2 people, though. 2 nations. Okay? And 2 manner of people. 2 nations and 2 manner of people. Okay? So they're different, and they're different nations. Okay? Of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So one person's going to be stronger, and the older is going to serve the younger. Well, if you just look into that right off the bat, an older brother serving the younger brother, that must mean that the younger brother's stronger, right? So continuing on, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, just like the Lord said there would be. And the first came out red, the oldest shall serve the younger. So the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Okay, wasted away is he. Okay, so the thing you need to realize is that he came out first. All right, which makes him the older brother, which means he would be in servitude to his younger brother. Right off the bat, that's predestination. The Lord already chose for that to happen. Now, you can go on and see how they, how they acted. Esau with his he's an outdoorsman. That's another thing you need to realize. We need to go that. We can get it said, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. In verse 27, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. 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 Interesting. The person that's in football. Interesting. Huh. Why do they all look the same? Cunning hunter. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. He was a plain man. He liked a little bit more finer class things, right? It says, and Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Okay, so you can see right here, and Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field. He was faint, tired, right, verge of death, sick, ill, needs to eat. Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore, his name was called Edom. All right, red pottage. All right, that red pottage. Edom is really. You go and look at that name. We can go and get it. I'll get right here. Boom. You can go and look right here. You can see the word Edom. All right. Esau, and then you can see the word Edom right here. All right. So Esau means hairy. That's another thing. If you look at Look at his arms. All right, look at these black men's arms. All right, he's a little bit different, but most Jake don't have hairy arms like that. He probably might be something a little bit else. Let's see. No hairy arms. No hairy arms. No hairy arms. Very slightly hairy arms. Sometimes people have a little bit. Very, very little hairy arms. Very little hairy arms. All right. Very little. Okay. Very little. Very little. And any of you would know if you're so-called black or around any black people ever, so-called, their arms aren't hairy like that. Okay. Their arms aren't hairy like that. I got so-called Mexican blood in the family, so I and I'm white looking, so I got the hairy arms. But if you look at white man arms, hairy, not turned around, but on the other side it's hairy, 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 could be shaved. We'll just keep on going through it. Hairy, hairy. That guy definitely shaves because he's a bodybuilder. Hairy, 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 hairy. Look at how much hair. Look at the hair. Look at how much hair, man. So that's what it means, hairy. Okay. Now Edom means red. All right. Edom means red. Okay. Red. So if you go over here, you can see that red. All right, the word for that is a dome. All right, red. Now they say ruddy, and that's incorrect. Of man, right? So red. All right. In this case, it meant raw. Okay, red pottage. Okay, it was not yet cooked. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint." Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." And you might say, well, he wasn't right to ask that question. All right? Why? Why not? Because, why? It was a simple question. Esau could have said no. All right? There's things that I have right now. If somebody came and said, "Will you sell me that?" I said, "Oh, no, I'm not going to sell you that." All right? I like that. I'm not going to sell it. All right? So, Genesis 25:31, and Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." Now, what did a birthright entitle you? We just did this same topic just a couple days ago on that. Your birthright in ancient biblical times entitled you to a majority of the inheritance. All right, a blessing, okay, a priestly blessing, amongst other things as well. Okay, and Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?" That shows you he didn't give a shit about it. All right, and dealing with Esau hated his birthright. All right, we just got that. We can prove it. Esau hated despised. Right here, Genesis 25:34. Then Jacob gave. Well, we're already there. Well, I guess I could just get it there, but there's that other scripture that talked about it as well. And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?" And Jacob said, "Swear to me this day." And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. And Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. There's another scripture. No, I'm getting them confused, but yeah. This is the one I was looking for, Slovakia. But yeah, so Esau despised his birthright. What is despise? Despise means what? Feel contempt or deep repugnance for, detest, hate, loathe. He didn't like it. He disliked it. Didn't want his birthright anyway. But now, all right, and this is like Esau. They came up with the term Indian giver. Really, it should be an Edomite giver. All right, don't be an Edomite giver where you sell something and then when you see it in use, now you want it back. No, I want it back. You stole it from me. No, it wasn't ever stolen. You sold it, you dipshit. Right? And showing you that this is why there's this long battle between Jacob and Esau. All right? It's still happening to this day. All right? Going back into Genesis 27:41, right at the end, it says, "The days of mourning for my father at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob," showing you that it was in him where he wanted to kill his brother. All right? And who do you see Esau killing the most of? So-called black people, Black Wall Street, all right, the transatlantic slave trade, The list goes on, man. The list goes on. Now the whole thing with black fatigue, all right? So, and you can go and see the curses that were put upon Jake. Deuteronomy 28. And the curses start in verse 16. And one of the primary curses that well, a couple I want to touch on is right here in verse 41, Deuteronomy chapter 28. And you can go up to the top and see that's dealing with Israel, who it's dealing with, all right? And it's the curses. What is Deuteronomy 28 about? And it'll just show you in short. It says outlines both blessings and curses associated with obedience and disobedience to the covenant Yahweh made with the Israelites. Okay, with the Israelites. Okay, not anybody else. I know you're trying to always be included. All right, just like you want to be grafted in, but again, that whole scripture, we've talked about that several times. It says it is able to graft them in again if they are part of the natural olive tree. All right, and they withered away. And they abide not still in unbelief. I'm roughly paraphrasing it, piecing together the overall topic. If they abide not still in unbelief, Most High is able to graft them in again. Okay? Again means once more. All right? It also talks about that if they were part of the, original branch before, the original tree, the olive tree, then they can be grafted in again. All right? It doesn't talk about anybody else. All right? Those people are all Jews. Now, you say it's talking about the Gentiles. Well, yeah, there's two different types of Gentiles. You have the Gentiles, which are the Israelites of the diaspora, all right, which is the scattering abroad, all right, and then you have the other Gentiles, which are just the heathens of that nation that were, there, okay? And you have the Gentiles that are the Israelites, scattered abroad. They might look like the heathen. They're acting like the heathen, talking like the heathen, worshiping the same gods and festivals as those heathens, all right? But they're biblically, lineage-wise, bloodline-wise, they go back to Jacob, all right? 12 tribes of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So, that's who it's referring to. And if you go back down where we were, right at the end, we were right here. Right here in verse 41, Deuteronomy 28. So now you know what Deuteronomy 28 is talking about. It's dealing with Israel. Deuteronomy 28 says, "Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but shall not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity." Now, when did this happen to Edomites? Okay. Now, I know a lot of Edomites like to bring up Israel. They like to bring up Ireland, all right, with the Irish, all right. But you don't understand that the original Irish, all right, were descendants of Moorish people, all right, who again were Hebrew, all right, so-called Negroes, all right, in that land. So that's something you need to understand. The Irish. Well, no, that's different. Okay, just like the original Sicilians were so-called Negroes as well. All right, that's a well-known fact. All right, Moorish individuals. So you've never been through anything like this, and you don't fit it. So and you have your people over there, Amalek, all right, who are the grandsons of Esau, all right, and they're over here masquerading. They're calling themselves Jewish and having bar mitzvahs and all these different things. Shalom, all right, and all these different types of things, little hats and all these different variants, all right, Hasidic and all these different types of things, right? But they've never gone through those types of things, right? They've never had those things. This is something that's unique to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Negroes, the transatlantic slave trade, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans with the Trail of Tears, and so on and so forth, and other events that have happened to us. With 41 saying, "Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity." There you go. Now, there's just a whole bunch in here. Let's get here's a big hint. 49. It says, "The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand." So they're going to speak a different language, and they're going to come as swift as the eagle flieth. That's a hint. All right, the eagle. All right. Another one with the black woman, right? Where was it? Black man as well. That's going to happen. The black man and black woman, they both got things right here. We'll start from 54. It says, "So that man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother," Jake on Jake crime, "and toward his wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave." So who has the most single parent? What race has the most single parent? What race has the highest rate of single mothers? Which means the father has left. In 2023, A single mother count families accounted for 1 in 5 families with children under 18. 47% being black mothers, uh, were single mothers. So 47, all right? And then it goes to Hispanic and then everything under there. So it's talking about a man that's going to be evil towards his brother, hates his own kind, going to be evil towards his wife and towards the remnant of his children, and that he's going to leave his children. This ain't looking so good for you Edomites trying to masquerade as Israelites today. All right? This shows you who Israel is right here, just in the curses, because this is dealing with Israel. Let's get some more. All right? Right here, 56. We'll skip down. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set her sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eye shall be evil towards her husband. Oh, you ain't shit, bitch. Oh, you a deadbeat ass motherfucker. Who is that? Who is that? Evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. She hates her son and daughters. Why? Because they come from you just like your daddy, right? There you go. So, and we can continue on. And there's so many different ones, man. We can get let's see. We'll get verse 68, and then we'll get out of Deuteronomy for now. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Egypt was a place of captivity, of bondage. That's where we were. Okay, now in Revelation it talks about spiritually, right here, Revelation 11:8, it says, and their dead bodies, and that's referring to Israel, all right, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, the North Country, Babylon. There's a lot of different names for this landmass that is called America today, all right, or primarily the United States of America. It says, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. There was a lot of wickedness going on in Egypt. There was a lot of wickedness going on in Sodom. Okay, and this place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. All right, so again, going back in 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Now, when you're talking about buying, all right, if you get what that word really means, it's talking about deliver you from your affliction. So no man's going to be able to buy you out of your situation. Doesn't mean that no one's going to actually physically buy you. You have dumbass Christians and white people that say, well, it says you shall be sold, but no one shall buy you. Well, how are you going to sell if something isn't bought? Okay? How are you going to buy if you can't sell? How are you going to sell if you can't buy? That's dumb. All right? Buying is talking about deliverance. All right? No one shall buy you. No one shall deliver you from your affliction that you're going through. Okay? That's what it's talking about. So when you go into all these, it should be overwhelmingly obvious who these people are. Now, who lived in Mount Seir? Esau lived in Mount Seir. This is Ezekiel 35:3. We'll get from verse 2. It says, we'll start from verse 1. Why not? Ezekiel 35:1-3. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Constantly throughout the Bible, it talks about, Esau, the Lord coming against Esau because he hates this people. Now, who lived in Mount Seir? Esau. All right, the children of Esau, the Edomites. Okay, that's where they lived. Now, if we go and look up Mount Seir, and after this, I'm gonna cycle back to the lesson. I'm just showing you that if this is your first time coming across this lesson, these devils are exactly who they are biblically. All right, they're the Edomites. All right, and you know them today as the white man. Now, Mount Seir. All right, this is Petra. All right, a site of ancient Edom. Look at how things are built. Look at how things are built. Do you see that? Or do you see that? So, let's go and look up. They were the Greeks. Look at how their buildings are built. Okay. They were the Romans. Let's look how their buildings were built. Can we get one where this image is faced to the other side? So they're all lining up the same way. Let me see. I want to get one at the other angle. This is a close angle. But I kind of wanted to just get it like that. Okay. Wish I want to get one facing in the same direction. Here we go. Kind of cut off, but what can you do? Let me look a little bit more. Just for the shits and giggles, as they would say. Whatever. We'll keep it like this. All right. Zoomed in. There you go. See it? Now. See? Same thing. Same people. They'll always let you know. Alright? Swift as the eagle flieth. Boom. What does a quarter look like? What's on the back? Eagle. Interesting. Huh. Very similar. You know, I don't know, one of the coins they had? One of the coins they had was an eagle. Same position. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Temple of Jupiter. Temple of Jupiter. Go back. Go and look a little bit more. The same people, man. The same fucking people. Alright? But anyway, now that you know that lineage, alright? And if you denied it, you would just be stupid. We can get back to the lesson at hand. Okay? Let's get it. I'm gonna grab a drink. Bear with me. So. Right? So. Let's continue on. Because, you know, Jake just gonna be ignorant in the chat anyway, but it's cool. Because this is how Esau is, and they don't like it when, you know, they really, at the end of the day, they don't like getting it dished out like they're dishing it out. All right, Slocky, this is honestly bugging the shit out of me. There we go. All right, so, you know, Esau. They don't like the taste of their own medicine. Here it is. They don't like the taste of their own medicine. All right. They don't want to sniff what's being what's going out. All right. You don't want to sniff what's being smelt. All right. You don't want to I don't know. There's a bunch of sayings, but anyway. But you don't want none of that. All right. You just want to be they want America to go be great again, where they can go and call a black person the N-word, punch them in the face, beat them down, kick them off a bus, and just go about their life without any consequences. And that's how we got Karens, all right? Karens are white women that are not used to consequences, and now when they say, I want this, and they don't get it, they physically do not know how to react, right? They do not know how to react because they're used to getting these. Karens are usually older, 50s, 60s, right? And when they've gone their whole life being, you know, a white woman that's gotten everything handed to them, and all of a sudden, nope, that's not the way it is, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? No, that's terrible. You don't understand. Help, help, help. Police, police. And the police get there. Ma'am, get off the ground. What are you doing? He hit me. There's no marks on you. Get the fuck up. Stop being like this. Matter of fact, no, you will get your hands off me. All right, you're under arrest now. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and do can be held against you in a court of law. You have a right to a lawyer. If you can't afford one will be appointed to you. Get in the back of the cruiser right now. She's resisting. She's resisting. and they can't comprehend that. They can't comprehend that. Well, why is this happening to little old white me? This never happened to me, right? And it makes them bug out, all right? And they act a fool because this is something that they're not used to experiencing. All they remember is saying, oh, black person, jigaboo, whatever. He came here. He did this to me. And then they say, all right, Jamal, get in the goddamn vehicle after they beat him black and blue in the nightclub for fucking 15 minutes. That's what she's used to, all right? That's what she's... There's a goddamn jigaboo on my lawn. And they show up, get the fuck off her lawn. Get the fuck off her lawn, all right? Now, that still happens from time to time, but it's not always the case. And when the white women try to have that happen, he's black. He's black. And that doesn't happen, their Edomite minds cannot fathom. This country's going to shit. We need Donald Trump to save us, right? Because this is bullshit. All these blacks and browns, get them the fuck out. Sick of them. I have black fatigue, right? They can't fathom it. So their mind literally cracks out. They bug the fuck out because they don't understand. Oh, this society, America's gone to shit. I remember when America was a good country, right? When was that? Jim Crow era? Back when you could slap a black person, nothing would happen about it. Back when you could pay a black person 1 penny, all right, while white people were getting paid $1, all right, back then, all right, is that when America was great? When was it great? When was it great? All right, to quote that one guy from Breaking Bad, when was America great for the black person? When was America great for the so-called Latino or Native American? When was it great for us? All right, when was it great for us, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? When was it great for us? For the Israelites, when was it ever great for us? It was never great, okay? It was great for you, okay? You Edomite, okay? And I'm sure, you know, the Gadites, all right, the so-called Native Americans, all right, they had it great for a little while they were inhabiting this land before the white man came over and started stripping and raping their women and killing their babies, giving them diseases, and shows you that Esau is also a very dirty person, bringing over diseases and shit, all right? All these diseases, you know, you don't even want to stay. You know, I don't even like going to my aunt's house because the last time I went there, I got sick. You know what they are? Edomites. All right, Edomites. And she's not really even my aunt like that. She's just a white woman that used to date my uncle. But every time I go over there, I fear of getting sick or you know, me and my wife get home and we fucking, you know, instantly go and, take our clothes off, put on other clothes, you know, wash our hands, wash our arms, you know, sanitize our phones and bags and shit that was over there because they're gross. And last time I went over there, I got fucking sick, right? Because Edomites are gross. They're dirty. There's this girl at my job, thankfully I don't work with, always sick. I'm sick, man. You're like, God damn, weren't you just sick last week? I know. It's disgusting. They're always sick. No one's sicker than a white person. They're always sick. These motherfuckers don't have immune systems at all, you know? You just over here sneak. Oh, excuse me, bless me. You're like, ugh, get away. Wiping their snot and shit, picking their nose. Ugh, get away. What the fuck are you doing, man? Go wash your hands. Stop touching the front counter and all the fucking. Stop touching the scanners and get out of here, man. You're nasty. Nasty little dirty little Edomite rat bitch. Get the fuck out of here. That's what you want to say, but you can't. All right? And these are the motherfuckers that, you know, and they smell like quarters, all right, when they get wet. They smell like dog. All right, they fuck animals. All right, they're the ones that are all advocating for the homosexual. These people are barbaric. All right, they're animalistic, and they say, oh, animals when Jake goes and does some type of crime. Meanwhile, they can shut up a school or whatever. Oh, he was just understood. He was misunderstood. All right, black guy defends himself. What a fucking animal. What a fucking animal. Usual suspects. Fucking goddamn dirty jigaboo. Fucking blackie freaks. But an Edomite can go and, you know, shoot up a whole school, rape a little girl, you know, do all this, and they're just misunderstood, or, you know, oh, it's one of the few, you know, people in society sometimes, you know, never mention their race. But anytime it's a melanated individual, race is instantly the first thing that's brought up. The first thing, black, brown, Look at him. He's dark in a manila bag. All right, a manila envelope. All right, well, you know, why is race brought up? But when you go and slaughter 53 people, race is never brought up. Why was race never brought up in the Las Vegas shooting? Why was that never brought up? Or the Parkland shooting? Why were none of these things ever brought up? Why was race never brought up? Because it only matters when it's us. Okay? You do bad shit. We do bad shit. You do bad shit. Oh, bad person. Bad home life. All right? Should have been loved more. Maybe it was a loveless childhood. All right? Nothing. Us, it's because we're brown. All right? The melanin within us makes us violent. All right? The melanin grabbed the gun and started popping and shooting people. No. It's stupid. It just shows your hate. And it shows you can't hide who you are, Esau. We know who you are, you devil. We know who you are, man. We know who you are. So here's this video. I'll let this play.
The lady that called the 5-year-old.
We all remember the Shiloh Hendricks thing. I don't remember what she ended up making at the end of the day. Let's go see. She probably made over $1 million at this point. Did they finally take it down? Over $700,000. I guess that was the final amount. Here it is. She raised $790,000. Okay? People are still giving money right now. 38 minutes ago, someone gave $10. Okay? See all these different things. 10, 5, 50, 20, 15, 10, 10, 25. God damn, man. A lot of money. Alright? A lot of money right there. A lot of money. Hell, man, I'd take just like the top 5 donations. Alright? I'd still have 15, 5. Damn near $100. Right? I'd have damn near $100. And you know, 9,937 people prayed for her. Oh, man. For what? Who? Who'd you pray to? Jesus? The guy that don't exist? All right, the white supremacy icon, right? Now, we know the name Jesus in the Bible. All right, we understand that. But his real name's Yahushua, okay? That's his real name. Now, they translated the Bible, so of course they didn't put Yahushua in there. And the Father's name is Yahweh. Okay, they just put it in there as God. Okay, but even the Jewish people know that his name's not God. He has a name. They just incorrectly refer to it as Yahweh. All right, it's Yahweh. The son's name is Yahushua. Okay, and they are black. All right, individuals, so-called, you know, melanated individuals. All right, and that can be proven in the Bible, especially in Revelation. His feet undefined brass as if it burned during a furnace. Well, yeah, you know, it's glowing white. No, not burning. Burned. Okay. Metal burns, it gets darker. Okay? And when not burning, when it's burning, it gets, you know, that red white. Alright? It flares up. Yes. But I'm talking about burned. Not burning. Not currently burning. Burned. Okay? His head white like wool. Alright? White like wool. Who has hair that's woolly? Who has hair that's woolly? Not white people. Here you go.
White woman was talking about Shiloh Hendricks, the lady that called the 5-year-old the N-word. And she said, that shouldn't have happened, but people have black fatigue. People are tired of ghetto-ness, loudness. People are just tired of black people. So we all have fatigue. And it got me thinking, I've heard the phrase black fatigue before. And I know in my heart of hearts that relates to the fatigue that black people experience existing in this country and around the world, dealing with racism and prejudices that have been put on us due to the history of violence, Jim Crow, segregation. So how are white people appropriating black fatigue? They replaced DEI with black fatigue. And you guys are using that because you're tired of being held accountable for things that you should be held accountable for in this country, and you want to be openly racist to us. This entire discourse is...
That's what it is, man. Fuck you. Dove hour. That's what it is, man. Alright? You don't have black fatigue. Alright? I mean, I guess you can call it that. That's your new term that you've stolen from us. You have, I don't want to see a goddamn brown person out in the street fatigue is what you have. You really want to be, like he said, like I said earlier, you want to be able to go back to whipping our people. You want to be able to go back to shooting our people indiscriminately without possibly facing consequences. That's what you want. Okay? You want to go back to the day where you can walk into a bar, call 3 guys a jigaboo or the N-word, and when that black guy gets up, 5 other white guys say, hey, you better sit your black ass down, blackie, little monkey boy, before I pop you in the goddamn jaw. That's what you want. You want everybody in the bartender say, I think it's best time you get to leaving, boy. That's what you want. You don't want a society where everyone says, oh shit, you done fucked up now. Uh-oh. Oh shit, they're whooping his ass. Oh my God. Even the white people, because they don't want to get involved, right? Potentially lose their jobs. You want the society where they stand up. Listen here, blackie, you better get moving, boy. If I see you around this part of town, it's a lynching coming on. That's what you want. That's where your fatigue is rooted. You want to click on the show, and you want to see all white people. Well, half the shows are fucking white people anyway, man. There's only been black people being represented in media for maybe a good 30-ish years, and it's really at the peak of what it ever was anyway. You had black shows specifically for black people that white people didn't get in, but I'm saying these last 30 years, as far as being in the TV with white people, all right, and having shows that are for mixed audience. Because before you had just white shows and you had your black shows, you know, Family Matters, the Martin Lawrence show, right? My Wife and Kids, all right. All the shit on BET, all right. The movies too, like Medea, all right. The Medea movies, all right. And you had black media, true, all right. But it's gotten to the point where there's still black media being made, all right. But it's also to the point where now it's more integrated, all right. You see black humor and white shows, they'll have a black character on, or a couple black characters or something like that. Not just like back in the day when it used to just be a token. Now they have, 3 white cast members and four black members and a Mexican guy, right? So, and the Native American that comes on occasionally, right? And you don't like that because you're like, wait a minute, what happened to Friends where it was just all white? What happened to Friends where it was just all white? What happened to King of Queens when it was just all whites? We want shows with just all whites. Well, there's still plenty of shows out there like that. All right, go and watch those shows. But you don't like the shows that are coming out now that have more black people in it. You don't like that. You don't like shows having more Mexican people in it. You don't like that. Or Native Americans. You don't like it. Okay? These are the same idiots, these are the same retards, these so-called white people that'll go to a movie like Django Unchained or 12 Years a Slave, and they'll come out mad. Oh, they might make everything about race. Then why'd you go and see the movie? You know it was based on race, you dumbass. All right? You fucking moron. You idiot. Right? Listen here, you goddamn fucker. Right? Fuck it. What was his name? Alex Jones. Right? Don't go and see those things. Don't watch those movies. Don't watch them. Don't watch Us. Right? Don't watch that. Don't watch Get Out. Okay? Don't watch Nope. Don't do that. Don't watch Django Unchained. Okay? Stop it. Don't do it. Don't watch Sinners. Don't watch, if you don't like black people, don't watch the shows and get pissed about it. If I don't like white people, all right, and first of all, I don't like Edomites, all right, we don't like Edomites. It's not about white people, because some of those white people are Jake, all right, such as myself. I look white, but I'm an Israelite, okay? How do you know? Because I can teach and preach the scriptures, and I don't get offended when people say Edomites are going into captivity, because they absolutely are, and they're going to. Womp womp, too bad, so sad, get over it, Esau, cry some more. That's all you fucking do anyway. And Esau wept, right? Do you have a blessing for me? Even one blessing, Father? Just, it shows you right there what type of person he is. All right, always crying. Always crying. Crying and lying. Crying and lying Esau. That's who you are. When you're not crying, you're lying. When you're not lying, you're crying. Okay? And that's what you do, man. And it's fucking infuriating. But yeah, man, it's you just don't want anybody to be seen. Okay? And like I said, I don't like Edomites, but when I see a show that has white-looking people on, and don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted, most of the white-looking people are Edomites, just like a lot of the people that look black are Judites or another variety or flavor, Levi or Benjamin, more than likely Southern Kingdom, and a lot of Latinos out there, the way they look, are Northern Kingdom, all right? Manasseh, Ephraim, Naphtali, Issachar, Gad, right? So on and so forth. So, and, So yeah, that's a representative. A lot of the white people you see are Edomites. A lot of the brown people you see are Israelites. Yes, 99% of them. Now there are some underliers. Don't get me wrong, but like that's why we say it's not 100% official. Or you can't look at a white person and be like, that's an Edomite for sure. You have to talk to them. Now, are they more than likely an Edomite? Probably, but there's a chance they might not be. Okay, so when we watch a show, we don't. I don't. I've watched plenty of shows with white people on it, and I don't go, goddamn whites, these fucking whites, these whites are everywhere, No, but Esau can't help but do that when there's a black person in the show. I can't watch it. Too woke. It's too woke. All right, another term they stole. All right, woke, man. Awake to the knowledge of what these white people do and black oppression. All right, well, I'll say, it was originally black oppression. It wasn't really talking about the Latinos and Native Americans because, Jake in the world. But that's what woke meant, all right? Being a woke is what society's really formulated on. And then they took it and took woke when there's black people in something, all right? Or there's gay people in it. And now you'll hear us use the term woke, but that's because that's what the term is now. It was never originally that, just like they're doing with black fatigue. Black fatigue was never originally used for that. But now when people say black fatigue, it's white people that are sick of seeing it's white people that are sick of seeing black people, all right? And I've seen it used out in the wild, okay? As a matter of fact,
Fatigue.
bear with me. To show you, I actually have this. Black woman, all right, screaming, mentally unwell. Here you go. The fatigue is real. The fatigue is realer than ever. Fatigue, at this point, it's exhaustion. All right, you see people laughing about it. Says you wouldn't say this at work, yet you do it behind a weird keyboard name. All right, next. That's normal for her. They just revert back to the bush if anything happens. The words black and fatigue spring to mind once again. You can see it. What else? Offended by everything, accountable for nothing. The fatigue is real. She ran out of chicken and the bunny was for her next meal. Average Democrat voter. BLM, Bunny Lives Matter. And she was trying to take this bunny from the guy. She wasn't in the right. All right? She was just fucking... You could tell she was mentally, fucked up in the head, like a crackhead or something. But if it was Esau, they'd say, oh, that's sad. We have a mental health epidemic. We need to get her help. But because it's black... because it's a black person, black fatigue is the term that's used.
Replace DEI with black fatigue and around the world dealing with racism and prejudices that have been put on us due to the history of violence, Jim Crow, segregation. So how are white people appropriating black fatigue? They replaced DEI with black fatigue. And you guys are using that because you're tired of being held accountable for things that you should be held accountable for.
That's the other thing, the ending of the DEI. All right, Department of Equity and Inclusivity. All right, and Target made it real known as soon as the whole Democrat thing was out. Remove all the black brands, stop the black partnering. Fuck it, we don't give a shit. And Trump just ended DEI. And everybody applauded and clapped about it because it shows you their real attention.
We're in this country, and you want to be openly racist to us.
Mm-hmm.
This entire discourse is rooted in racism. You want to be able to say you're tired of black people for having a voice. You're tired of us for existing in spaces we exist in. You're tired of us for not all being poor. You're tired of the fact that some of us are doing better than you. But when we live in a country that is based on racism and systematic racism that still exists today, you can't be mad that we're calling you out for it. What the fuck are we talking about? America is a country that suffers from delusion, lack of education, and basic...
True, man. True. And that's just how they are. All right? That's just who they are. They're the devil. All right? They physically cannot help it. Okay? We're gonna get some comments now. It says, I'm so sick of it. It never ends. Every time we turn around, something gets whitewashed or turned on us. These pale faces have no originality, but somehow always perceive themselves to be superior in every way. That's again, they have no originality, but somehow always perceive themselves to be superior in every way. And we know that Israel... Matthew 5:13, ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its savior, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden underfoot of men. So here, it talks about Jake being wicked, but at the top it says, ye are the salt of the earth. What does salt do? Seasons. All right, we season the earth. All right, we're the one. You gotta think about it. Where did country come from? Blues. Okay, where did rock come from? Blues. Where did metal come from? Rock. And rock came from blues. All these different musics came from Jake. Styles, trends, braids, ways of talking. It do be like that. It do be like that. Period. All these girls. Slay girly. All these girly, invented by black people. Slay, invented by black people. Right? Dead ass, invented by black people. All right. Period or per. All right. Invented by black people. All right. It do be like that. Invented by black people. All right. For real. All right. For real, bruh. All right. Or bruh. Invented by black people. All right. But it's all being appropriated. Everywhere you go, you see a little white people saying, oh, for real, bruh? Damn, bruh. Dead ass. Yo, that's crazy, bruh. All right. That's Ebonics. Okay. That's Ebonics. All right. It's in the name. Created by black people. So called. Okay. And they are using it. Why? Because they don't have any originality. They don't have it. No originality, but somehow always perceive themselves to be superior in every way. It's so laughable, but ain't nothing really funny about it. And before we go talking about, I'm white, but I don't do this or think like this, if all black people are subject to racism, then all whites can take that L too. No exemptions. Bam! Because white people have to constantly be aware of the position in society and how microaggressions can sneak in even if you're an ally. There's the other thing, a microaggression. It shows you that Esau, they literally cannot help it. Even the people that are calling themselves allies, they do microaggressions. All right? What are microaggressions what are microaggressions towards black people? All right? Microaggressions. Okay? Where are you from? Where were you born? You speak good English, all right? Or things like you're a credit to your race, all right? You're so articulate, okay? Which would mean it's unusual for someone of your race to be intelligent. Or you're a credit to your race means people are, it's the translation. People of color are usually not as intelligent as whites. Now they're trying to include Asians in here, but we don't give a shit about them. Because that's just Ammon and Ammon and Moab, and they both did terrible things to us. Okay, they were right there with Esau, selling us into slavery. Color blindness. When I look at you, I don't see color. Denying a person's color or racial ethnic experience. America is a melting pot. Assimilate, acculturate to the dominant culture. There's only one race, the human race. Denying the individual a racial or cultural being. All right. Here's some more. A white man clutching his or a white man or woman clutching their purse or checking their wallet as a black or Latino person passes, which means you're a criminal, you're gonna steal, you're poor, all right, you don't belong, you're dangerous. A store owner following a customer of color around the store. A white person waits to ride the next elevator when a person of color is in it. All right, I'm not racist. I have several black friends. I'm immune to racism because I have friends of color. As a woman, I know what you go through as a racial minority. Your racial oppression is no different from my gender oppression. I can't be racist. I'm just like you. All right? More. It says, everyone can succeed in this society if they work hard enough. People of color are lazy and incompetent and need to work harder. All right? Asking a black person, why do you have to be so loud or animated? Just calm down. All right? Or to an Asian or Latino person, why are you so quiet? We want to know what you think. Be more verbal. Speak up. All right, or dismissing an individual who brings up race or culture in a schoolish setting. What else? People of color are mistaken for a service worker. Having a taxi cab pass a person of color and pick up a white passenger instead. Being ignored at the store counter as attention is given to white customer behind you. Saying you people, whites are more valued customer than people of color. You don't belong. You're a lesser being. There you go. So those are all microaggressions that they can't even help. They literally cannot help it. Okay, it's in them. That hatred, they can only cover it up so much. Because they got the president they wanted, got the bulk of the wealth, got all the land, got the police work to protect them, politicians that center them, education system that glorifies them, and they still aren't happy. Maybe the problem ain't black folks. Perfect for a scripture. This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. All right, dealing with Esau Edom. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Listen here, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay, again, slavery. He cannot be satisfied, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. He can't be satisfied, right? Because maybe the problem ain't black folk. They can't be satisfied because they're insatiable, right? Critical race theory, then DEI, then black fatigue. The scariest part to me is that with each new iteration, the Mac slips off more. All right, someone corrected it and said hood. All right, clan hood. All right, because I have trash fatigue. Black fatigue. What about white audacity fatigue? Oh wow, I'm reminded that non-white people exist. Great. Says I'm tired of having to defend my existence. White people don't have to defend themselves for what crazy white people do. I have chronic colonizer exhaustion, right? This person said, they never stop crying. It says, I'm not going to read that part, but I mean, it's not his name. It said, oh my fucking God, I wish they would just move to Australia and have an all-white country. It says Australia. It says the furthest place I could think of at the time. Sorry, Aboriginals. Maybe Mars, right? You know, we have more. Do I have anything else that I liked in here? Not that I see. You know, what else? Because there aren't many things Republicans hate more than black people. There aren't many things that Democrats hate more than black people either. All right, and that's what you need to understand. That Democrats is not your friends, man. All right, so let's get another one. I haven't heard this one before, so I might cut it off if it ain't shit. But I saved it because it said black fatigue. So let's hear it.
Y'all playing a real dangerous game with this whole black fatigue stuff, and let me tell you why. The fact that, one, it don't mean what they think it means, but the fact that these people are getting up here and being so bold as to say, we tired of seeing y'all. We're tired of hearing about your struggles. We're tired of hearing about what you go through. We're tired of seeing you in our movies. We are tired of seeing you guys. And they are just loud and proud about it. And the fact that I'm seeing some black folk, like, yeah, I got black fatigue too, because I don't want to be around the ratchetness and this, that, and the third. Fool, they see you the same way you see them.
Yep.
The same way you see ratchet.
That's true, because you say, oh, I don't like that ghetto shit either. It's true. We don't like that ghetto shit. All right. We don't like no hood rat ass Felicia type bullshit either. No trippy, sexy red ass bullshit. All right. But that's not what they're meaning when they say black fatigue. They say it's just the ghetto. They don't mean that. They mean the ghetto people, the non-ghetto people, black, and that's it. All right. They don't like it. All right. I know what you're trying to say, Jake. Oh, well, I have black fatigue too, because black people be pissing me off with all this ghetto shit they do. They're not talking about that, Jake. We understand that. We get that. And, you know, nobody likes no ghetto-ass shit. They're not talking about that. They're talking about black people in general, man.
Your black folks in the same way they see you.
Yep.
Because you trying to say ratchet. You put an adjective in front of it.
Yep.
They not doing that. Yep. They saying black. We tired of seeing them do this, that, and the third, and whining and victims and this, that, and the and y'all don't see what's happening. I need y'all to go back the last couple months and look at what's happening to all those Hispanic folks that were saying, well, I'm tired of the illegals too. Yep. They need to come to this country the right way. You see that they didn't care if you was illegal or not.
Yeah, you didn't think
they
about that.
They don't care if you ratchet or not.
Yep, they didn't think about that. All those Israelites that went and voted, they don't care, because now they're trying to end birth. I don't know if they ended it, but they're trying to end birthright citizenship. So guess what? If your parent was an illegal, but you were born in this country, well, I'm fine because I'm American because I was born here. Well, guess what? Not only is your daddy going to be deported, you will be too. And they even deported some people that were born and raised here. Okay. And we're legal citizens. So, they don't care about you. All right? And this guy doesn't know what he's talking about either, because he's got an American flag and an eagle there. All right? And a sign that says freedom. Okay? So, he's bugged out too. He don't know about the truth, more than likely.
This is the playbook. We gonna say this, and then we're gonna make it seem like we're only targeting a certain portion. But nah, we coming after all y'all. And I'm so tired. There's two things I'm completely tired of. One, y'all conflating hood culture and black culture.
Yep, mixing them.
Because, like I said before, hood culture is everywhere. Anytime you go to a low income, low opportunity area, is.
What about BLP Kosher? What about him? What about him? Why ain't nobody complaining about BLP Kosher's ratchet ass? Why ain't nobody? Because he's white. All right, he's white looking at least. Still don't know if he's an Israelite or not. Trying to figure it out. Really don't know. It could be either or with him. He's a hard tell. But yeah, man, you don't get it. All right? They're not talking about ratchet. No, they're talking about black ratchet people. Not ratchet people, black ratchet people.
Going to be bad and crime is going to be crazy.
They don't talk about Bad Baby. She's ratchet. Why ain't nobody talk about hers? That's an Amalek right there. Small hat. Why don't they talk about her? See, it's only black people.
There's rural areas that are full of nothing but Caucasian folks that's full of crime, and they tell you, hey, you don't go down there. Don't take that road. Don't be in that town. Are they in their trailer parks or the holler? Or are they cooking up what they cooking up? Like, dude, it's all over, and it don't matter what.
There's a lady that comes to my job, Trump supporter, has an RV with Trump. If you're in Nevada, Las Vegas, you've probably seen her before. She has "Make America Great Again," all this stuff. Wears all this Trump shirt. Every shirt she ever wore that I've ever seen has had Trump on it, other than a few. And she smokes meth. She smokes meth, and you can smell it on her. You see it on her. You know a tweaker when you see one. And if they're making America great again, see, that's the thing. They're not the problem. Black, even though they're doing drugs, possibly cooking it up. All right, on welfare. Problem when we're on welfare. Problem when we're on drugs. Not a problem when they're on drugs and when they're on welfare. Again, blacks against whites, not poverty or drug use or any of that or ratchetness. It's just color of our skin, who we are as a people.
There's a reason they got the Yakuza over there, and then you got the cartel somewhere else. What, you think we're the only one that got issues with this stuff? No. But that's hood culture. If you knew anything about black culture for real, like I'm talking about, you actually studied it and you see the things that we were able to do, you will realize our culture has a lot of love.
All right, inventions and music. All right, there's a lot of different things. All right, but here's a little post I just want to talk about. This is from Dr. Allison Wilt. It says, calling white immigrants refugees and black and brown immigrants illegal aliens is a textbook case of propaganda. Okay. And there's this one. You can see. Play that. Then we'll get a couple scriptures and close out.
I want to support free speech, and you cannot have.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
The Shiloh Hendricks thing.
Fine, you can support free. You also have to be accountable for what you say. Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in the country.
Yeah, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. I mean, would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
I do, quite frequently.
You use the N-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, well, if you use the N-word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, Shiloh Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different.
Sorry, but just to be
thing.
clear, you just said to me you use the N-word regularly. In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be appropriate to use the N-word? When would it be appropriate?
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist.
Correct.
Well, do you understand that makes you a despicable human being?
I guess so. I don't really care. I mean, why are we not talking about Shiloh Hendricks? Why are we talking about?
Well, actually, I think you've moved it on in this debate very quickly to your own racism, which explains why you've supported her in public and why you've got all these views. You see no problem with a woman shrieking the N-word repeatedly because you yourself are a despicable racist. And you've just proudly admitted that with a smug grin on your face, which is pretty horrifying, actually, for most people to have to watch.
So, and that's who they are. They've always been like that. They're not going to change. That's just who they are. Just who they are, man. They cannot help it. That's just the way they've always been. Always the way they've always been. Okay? And you're gonna be put to death for all the things that you've done. Esau, here's a couple of them. This is, Exodus 16. It says, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." Let's get another one in Numbers 35:33. "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." And when you came here, shed a lot of blood, and you're still doing it to this day. What else do we have? Let's get this. This is Revelation 13:10. "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints." So you're gonna go into captivity, all right, under us, all right, and we can prove that. Whole earth is at rest. They break forth into singing. All right, we can go and get right here. Isaiah 14:1. "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers," dealing with heathens, "shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." There you go. And if you skip down to verse 6 or 7, tells you how happy the earth is going to be. Isaiah 14:7. "The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing." It'll be like a Disney movie. It's going to be so happy. And then finally, let's get Obadiah. Came right up, 1 and 10. And then we'll close out. All right, this is Obadiah 1 and 10. And it reads, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and now shall be cut off forever." So that's what you got coming, E. All right. So enjoy your black fatigue while it lasts, because soon you're going to have working fatigue, because we're going to be putting your ass to work. And that's it, man. That's a lesson. All right. So Esau, Edom is a so-called white man. They got fatigue on our people. That's fine. All right. I wouldn't get so tired right now, because you're going to be really tired in the kingdom busting your ass. So that's a lesson. We'll close out with that. Lord, one was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.